Today we've got a very special panel because the spirit of the film co-op is truly the grassroots and the passion that John was talking about earlier. If we really don't have an industry that is flowing in cash, we need to start with a foundation of passion and dedication, and that's what we have here in New Brunswick with the film co-op and the festival, and just this incredible supportive community of technicians and artists. And what we have here today on the table is a group of very talented and passionate people who have learned how to produce with no money. Can you imagine? No money. I think the people who are actually producing with money are also, relatively speaking, producing with no money as well. So kudos to all of us. So I got these sheets of introductions, and the bios are almost as long as the Old Testament. So I'm going to start with Michael. I'd like all of you just to give a Cole's Notes introduction.
Yeah, so the film that I wrote and directed is called Roaming. It's the Closing Gala movie that's playing on Sunday night. And it was financed through Telefilm Canada and Film Nova Scotia's First Feature program, which they provided us with $110,000, and then the total budget was closer to $130,000, $140,000. Now, most of my background, of course, is just making stuff for next to nothing, and I kind of lucked out on that one. I applied for it. I had a script that worked for that budget, or some debate that it didn't really work for that budget, but we made it work, and yeah, that's where I'm at now. The film premiered at the Atlantic Film Festival back in September, and now it's playing here at Silverway.
I'm Jesse Anthony. My film is Escape Proof. It played last night. Pretty good audience turnout. Yeah, for my film, we had a little bit more money than I did. I had basically, I think my budget ended up being around maybe $1,500, $2,000. So a little bit less, but yeah, we shot it over weekends with a volunteer casting crew, and it was through the film club as well. So.
Hi everyone, my name is Julius Marco. I'm originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I moved out here about 11 years ago. I'm married to my wonderful wife, who's in the audience right now. And our movie is called Calling. It's been a labor of love for about 2.5 years. We've been shooting it. We did this with zero funding whatsoever. A lot of the costs came out of our own pockets for equipment, cameras, lighting, the editing equipment, and it's a call center based movie. So anyone who's worked in New Brunswick or lived in New Brunswick knows that call centers are a main industry. So I'll let Jared continue on here.
Hello, my name's Burt. Like Julius said, I was the director of this film. First time directing a feature film. I did some smaller projects, some music videos and things like that. It was definitely a task to do it for no money. All we had was we had about $10,000 worth of equipment. So I mean, that was probably one of the most important things. But we had no money for actors. Everybody was volunteer. And it was a little bit difficult. So here.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Parsons. I'm the writer and co-founder of Loudmouth Productions. Jared's company is Jared Media, and together we did this. So I wrote and co-directed, helped Jared with the editing. And I don't like these guys. I mean, when I say we had no money, craft services were chips on sale at Sobeys, there was nothing. So it was literally people's passion that got this 2 years to get it done. There was no incentive other than let's just get it done. So that's kind of what I think the way for our.
That's great. One of the questions I've always had is, what is low budget? Because like what you're saying, Michael Ray, $120,000. You know what? That is low budget for a feature film. A lot of people say $5 million is low budget for a feature film. So I just want to go across the table and just get your opinion. What is low budget? And you've already mentioned how much each of your films have cost. But I'm curious for the three of you. Maybe we'll start with the three of you. Have you done a tally of films?
people's time that they would donate is as indie as we could get, and there's no budget. If we were to tally it up, it would be kind of scary, and I purposely didn't do it because I didn't want people going, well, now you owe me that much money, that was way too much time. And we literally didn't put it on paper because we were just afraid of anyone saying, oh, it was a long time. You know, some of the actors were there every weekend for 2 years, you know, give or take some breaks for 8 hours a night because we're shooting at night, and they have family and kids, and then you've got, you know, like we say, we want to make sure there's water on set and whatnot. And if I tallied it up, A, I'd cry, and B, I'd feel bad.
I think it seems like every year it seems like budgets are getting lower and lower, so I don't know. You know, maybe 5 years ago, a low budget was like $5 million, and it seems like now it's kind of the, I guess, $250,000 mark or whatever. And like for me, I guess my film was no budget, so you know, people might call it low budget, micro budget, whatever, but you know, relative to everything else out there, it's pretty much no budget. So.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you are. I was at this conference in Los Angeles about a year and a half ago, and I was actually sitting next to the head of Film Nova Scotia at the time, and they were talking about low budget movies being in the $9 to $10 million range, and both of us just kind of burst out laughing. And yeah, certainly, I mean, industry-wise, generally it's that $1.2 million would be considered low budget. And then, of course, we do live in a world where you can make a movie. You can make a movie right now. You can pick up your iPhone, shoot something, and edit it on the iPhone, and post it, and everyone in the world can see it, right? So, in a way, you don't really need any money at all to make a movie. It's just a question of why would anyone watch it, or what kind of value does it bring, in a sense. So, I mean, it certainly is possible to make a film of reasonable quality for any amount of money. It just depends on how you use it. But usually, what happens is the lower the budget, just the less resources you have in order to pay your crew and to secure locations. I mean, sure enough, let's say, for example, when we were making my film, it was 15 days, and it was 11 hours on each day. And essentially, I mean, for a shoot of ours, I mean, some of our days were like 7 script page days. There was 2 9 script page days, which is, I mean, it is a lot in terms of, usually you would shoot 2 to 3 to 4 script pages. So there was always an attitude on our movie, which was, anything that doesn't get shot is just going to get dropped out of the movie. So that certainly would have been a nice thing to not have to worry about so much, that you can actually make the film you want to make. So certainly those are limitations. You basically are just setting yourself in a box for a limitation depending on what your budget is.